Okay, have you ever felt that kind of quiet drain or that constant hum of anxiety when other people just don't quite, meet your expectations?
Hmm. Or the disappointment, right?
Right.
When people don't act the way you think they should.
Exactly. It's so familiar. But what if, and hear me out, what if there was a really simple, maybe even revolutionary way to find some peace in all that?
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're focusing on the let them theory.
Ah, yes, Mel Robbins and her son Sawyer. Their new book.
That's the one. And it actually started, interestingly, from this viral TikTok video. It just exploded. Became a bit of a phenomenon, really.
Right. So our mission today really is to unpack this, understand why it's so simple but also so powerful.
And explore how it could actually transform your relationships. And maybe more importantly, your own inner peace.
Yeah, definitely inner peace. And this isn't just theory, is it? It feels very practical.
Absolutely. It's designed for modern life, modern interactions. It draws on personal stories, yes, but also solid psychological insights.
Think of it as maybe a shortcut. Less stress, more calm.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, so let's get right to the heart of it. For anyone who's maybe just hearing about this, what is the core principle, the main idea?
It's deceptively simple. It's when people show you who they are, let them.
Let them.
Right?
Okay, and that applies pretty broadly, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We're talking everyday stuff. Someone ignores your text, let them.
Doesn't invite you to that part.
Let them. Disrespects your time. Gossips. Same answer. Let them.
Okay, but I can almost hear people thinking, doesn't that sound a bit, I don't know, passive? Like you're just giving up?
Ah, that's the key misunderstanding, isn't it? It's really crucial to get this distinction.
Okay, so it's not being a doormat.
Not at all. It's not passive resignation. It's more like radical acceptance.
Radical acceptance.
Yeah. Mel Robbins really hammers this point home.
Yeah.
So much of our own pain comes from trying to hold on to this illusion of control.
Control over other people, you mean?
Exactly. Over how they behave, what they choose, how they react. And when their actions don't match our often unspoken expectations.
That's where the disappointment comes in, the frustration.
Precisely. The anxiety. So the let them theory is basically a firm but kind of gentle refusal to keep fighting that losing battle.
You're disengaging from the struggle to control someone else's behavior.
Who got it?
It's still wild how quickly it took off, though. That TikTok video you mentioned.
Oh, it was like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Just a short clip, Mel sharing the core idea.
And it just went boom.
Millions of views, tens of thousands of shares. People everywhere just instantly got it. It resonated globally.
Why do you think it hit such a nerve?
Because it offered this fresh perspective on, well, everything. Friendships, family stuff, parenting.
Even dealing with strangers, maybe. Online interaction.
For sure. That struggle for control or that feeling of being let down is just so universal, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And the book, now, with her son Sawyer, that takes it deeper, beyond just a quick tip.
Oh, much deeper.
Hmm.
It's not just a boundary strategy, though
Yeah.
that's part of it. It's really presented as a complete mindset shift
A mindset shift towards what, exactly?
towards protecting your peace, reclaiming your energy, letting go of what they call emotional micromanagement.
Emotional micromanagement. I like that term. What does that mean?
It's that constant exhausting effort to control or influence or overanalyze how other people feel about you or act towards you.
Like trying to guess what they're thinking or trying to make them react a certain way.
Exactly. All those mental gymnastics we do, the book argues for just stopping.
Okay. So, psychologically speaking, what's going on here? Why is this let them idea so effective? Or maybe why is it so hard for us to do naturally?
Well, Mel Robbins brings in her background here, right? Law, psychology.
Yeah.
She weaves in ideas from cognitive science, neuroscience.
Therapy principles, too.
Yeah, things that echo concepts in, say, acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. She explains that our brains are fundamentally wired for connection. We need to belong.
That makes sense. It's primal.
It is. But that healthy drive can kind of twist itself into this almost pathological need to manage how others see us or even control what they do.
Because we want to be liked,
And cut-
included, understood.
all of that. And that powerful impulse can actually lead us to sacrifice our own authenticity. We end up bending ourselves out of shape trying to get a specific reaction.
Instead of just being ourselves and letting the chips fall where they may.
Right. It's like a subtle cognitive distortion we fall into.
Yeah.
And let them is designed to help us catch that.
So if our brains are kind of set up to make this tricky, what actually happens inside us when we manage to consciously choose let them? What's the shift?
The big outcome, the real payoff, is space.
Yeah.
When we stop fighting reality, stop resisting what people are actually doing, just let them.
We create space.
Yeah, essential space. Space for our own clarity, first off. Seeing things as they are, not as we wish they were.
Okay, clarity.
What else?
Space for healthier boundaries. Firmer ones, maybe.
Okay.
And crucially, space to actually cultivate our own self-respect instead of outsourcing it, looking for it in someone else's approval.
Exactly. It's an internal shift. Powerful. Often feels immediate when you manage it.
And the book really brings this home with the personal stories, doesn't it? Especially that dual perspective, Mel and her son Sawyer.
That's what makes it so compelling, I think. Sawyer brings this very raw Gen Z voice, talking about social pressures, navigating friendships.
Yeah, I read his essays were described as like heart-wrenchingly honest sometimes. Can you give an example?
Sure. He talks very openly about learning to let go of certain friends who are just draining his energy, not really showing up for him.
Which is hard, especially when you're young.
Really hard. But the interesting part is how he describes doing it. Not with anger, necessarily, but with a surprising level of compassion for himself and even for them.
So letting them isn't about bitterness or cutting people off angrily.
Not inherently. It's more about choosing where you invest your limited energy. Sawyer's story really highlights that.
And then there's Mel's side, as a parent, having to apply let them to her own son. That must be incredibly tough.
Oh, you bet. She talks about moments where she had to consciously practice letting Sawyer make mistakes, feel his own pain, figure things out.
Resisting that urge to jump in and fix everything.
Exactly, that powerful, natural parent instinct. But needing to let him find his own way.
And those stories, they make it less abstract, more relatable.
Totally. They help you see your own struggles reflected, Makes you feel less alone in that difficult process of letting go.
Okay, let's make this super practical. What does letting them actually look like, say, tomorrow in someone's daily life?
All right, let's run through some scenarios. Your friend cancels last minute. Again.
Okay, deep breath. Let them.
Right. Or your ex posts a new picture online, maybe with someone new. Stings a bit.
Ooh, let them.
Your colleague kind of takes credit for your idea in that big meeting.
That's a tough one. My instinct would be to fire off an email, set the record straight.
Right. The theory says, pause, let them, or your teenager slams the door.
Let them. Okay. It sounds simple saying it.
But it requires real strength in the moment, doesn't it? It's choosing to disengage from that internal drama spiral.
Yeah, it's not ignoring it, but not reacting from it.
Exactly, and they talk about this crucial pivot point.
The pivot point, what's that?
So instead of that knee-jerk reaction, chasing, explaining, trying to fix, getting defensive.
You pivot inward.
Yes.
Yeah.
You turn inward, you pause. And you ask yourself two really key questions in that triggered moment.
Okay, what are they?
First, am I trying to control something outside of me right now?
Often the answer is yes, I suppose.
Usually. And the second question, what am I making this situation mean about me?
That's deep. What am I making this mean about me?
It's subtle, right? But that internal shift, just asking those questions, can be revolutionary. It helps you respond calmly, not just react emotionally.
Okay, but let's tackle that concern again. The doormat concern. If you just let them, aren't you just letting people walk all over you? Is it cold? Apathetic.
Yeah, it's a fair question.
No.
But the book is very clear. It's not about cold detachment. They call it freedom with compassion.
Freedom with compassion. I like that.
It means essentially letting people be who they are doesn't mean you stop caring. Not at all.
It means.
It means you care about yourself enough not to keep chasing validation or approval where it's clearly not being offered freely.
Okay, that makes sense. And it doesn't mean you never speak up.
Absolutely not. This is critical. You can still set boundaries. You can still have hard conversations. You can still stand up for yourself.
So what's the core difference then?
The core message is that your peace doesn't depend on their behavior changing. Your peace is an inside job. You take responsibility for that.
Right. It decouples your inner state from their outer actions.
Perfectly put.
So if you're listening now and you feel that drain we talked about, that anxiety, that disappointment, this offers a real alternative path. And if you embrace it, what you might gain is, well, relief, right? Relief from all that overthinking.
Definitely. And healthier boundaries, more authentic ones.
Confidence, maybe, to walk away from drama without feeling guilty.
Yes. Freedom from that guilt. And ultimately, just a more peaceful mind, more self-respect.
Sounds pretty good.
And there's a quote from Mel Robbins that just nails it, I think. It really captures the whole thing.
Okay, let's hear it.
She says, "Let them judge you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them go. Their actions are not your responsibility. Your peace is."
Wow. Your pieces. That puts the power right back where it belongs, doesn't it?
Squarely in your hands.
Okay, well, that feels like a good place to wrap up this deep dive. So maybe next time you feel that urge, to chase, to fix, to explain.
To get tangled up in someone else's stuff.
Yeah. Just pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what would it actually feel like to just let them?
Because maybe the real power isn't trying to change them. Maybe it's about changing your relationship to their choices.
Your peace is always yours to keep. That's the heart of it.
Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
If this conversation sparked something for you, maybe share it with someone else who could use this message. And remember, sometimes the strongest move is actually no move at all. Just letting be. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep diving deep.